Which one? I wrote a bunch. Women should have children. They should dress modestly. They should have no male friends. They shouldn't be working a job because they should be staying at home. They shouldn't be
No,
studying
okay,
at,
stop
at
there.
college.
I do believe we should dress modest because that's what Allah said. But
Oh, you're Muslim.
yes, I am.
Okay. Well, then you should agree with most of this, if not
No,
all.
but I shouldn't agree with women shouldn't work.
What do you mean? When I say women shouldn't work, I don't. I'm not. I didn't say women shouldn't work. I said women shouldn't work a job. There's a difference.
Okay, but no, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That I don't agree with that.
Why not? You think you should be a lawyer, or a doctor, or
Yeah,
a construction worker?
um, yes, yeah.
Why? You should be using your
No,
when you shouldn't be stressing yourself with work. You should be doing real work, right? Which is having children.
but
Everything
that's not
else,
okay. No, no, no. That's not our job. Like that's not our only job.
yeah, you're not. It's not your only job. You also have to take care of the household, make sure your husband
No,
feels
we
loved.
don't.
Yes, you do.
No, we don't. Which law or where is this written that we have to do this?
It has to be written in a man-made law for you to have to do it. When I say you have to do it, I'm saying you should do it. Okay,
No, but where is this written? Like,
that you should do it.
why? Why?
Yeah, because it'll build a better family. You'll have a more successful life. That's why.
Okay, but you're saying we should, like, what if I want to work?
What? Why do you want to work? Nobody wants to work. What are you talking about?
Hello?
Yeah, but I don't want to,
You don't
like,
want to be provided
be.
for?
Sorry?
You don't
No,
want to
I
be
don't.
provided for?
No, like, I don't want a man.
To provide for you?
My, give me a
No,
second.
that's not what I'm saying.
Here, I'm gonna
I
unseat you
think,
and talk to Ali really quick. If you want, you can raise your hand
yeah.
again. Okay. What's
Okay.
up?
Hello. I'm Muslim, so I agree with quite a lot of what you said, except for the work thing,
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like, excuse me, bro, I'm ill. I feel
Mhm.
like in a lot of situations, it's necessary because there are times where men would say like leave the woman and her children, and say the woman didn't go to college, didn't get an education,
Mm-hmm.
then what happens then? I feel like um if I was
This is
married
like,
personally, I
yeah.
hmm?
But this
Sorry.
scenario you're bringing is like, if push comes to shove, you have no man in your life to provide for you or your children. You're completely on your own.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but it's a real situation. You have to
yeah.
consider
You
all
would be necessary.
situations.
Yeah, in this case, it's necessary. You should work, right? But in the
Mm.
case where you marry a man who honors you, who takes care of you, who provides for you,
Mm.
you're never gonna even feel the need that you need to work because he'll provide for you. He'll make sure all your kids eat good, that there's a roof over your head. You don't have to worry. This is like
Mm.
ideal.
Okay. Can I ask, do you follow any religion or
I'm a
faith?
Muslim.
Oh, me too, bro. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Um, okay, so coming from a Muslim perspective, a lot of the Muslim, like the Prophet's wives, a lot of the
No.
Muslim women who we
They
follow,
did real
they did
work.
go to
They
college
didn't work
and they were very
jobs.
knowledgeable. No,
Yes.
sorry, I'm not really talking about jobs. I'm talking about necessarily like college and stuff, studying.
They didn't study in a college.
Like,
Colleges didn't exist. They studied.
mm,
You don't need a college to study.
well, you don't, but I still think it's good to do so.
No, like depends. And I would say college is a bad idea because it comes with too many negatives, right? Too much free mixing, too much, opposite gender interactions. These sorts of things.
Okay, so what if you had a daughter and then
I mean,
what
I
if it
know a
was an
lot of
all-girls school?
Muslim men who have had daughters who send their daughters to school and they lose their everything. So it's like, why would you
No,
do
yeah,
that?
I see that as a Muslim myself. But what about like just all-girls school, let's say, for a daughter, or vice versa, like all boys school for men?
Um, If I
Would
can
you still feel
homeschool
like there's
them,
no
I'd prefer
need,
that.
or
If no, even this all girls school, I'm still sending them into a foreign place to be around people I don't know, to have friends I don't know. She could get bullied.
mm.
She could have a bad time, bad experiences. It could be,
Yeah, but I feel like in today's time
there's
you
better
kind
ways
of
to learn.
need
No,
those skills.
I don't agree. I don't think women need those skills. Women just need
Why
to
not?
be,
I think women
what to,
should,
what,
because
for what
obviously,
reason? What's the reason
because
for
there
it?
will be moments where you cannot be fully dependent on the man in the relationship. There will be times when the man is at work, who's in charge of the house? The woman. If someone comes to the house, if she's having guests around, you still need
Yeah, but you
to.
can
A
take care
woman
of
should
the
learn
home.
how to, speak to
But you don't
people
need to know, you
and
don't need to know calculus to take care of your home.
I still feel like it's necessary.
No,
Like it's a
how is it
basic
necessary?
knowledge everyone should
Wait,
know.
we come from a long line of human beings. You have a grandmother, she has a mother, she has a mother, she has a mother.
Mm,
None of them went to
mm,
school, not one of them. You can go down your entire bloodline for the last, apparently human history is 200, 300,000 years. So two, three
mm.
hundred thousand years of human history, you go through your entire bloodline. Not one person was educated from your women, and you exist today. They all
Yeah,
reproduced,
but
they
I'll
all built
also argue
families,
because
they're all taken
back
care of.
then, yeah,
But
I do agree with you because I
okay,
think back then men were actually men and women were actually women.
thank you.
Back
So
then
we should
times were
return to
good.
that.
Times were good. I do agree. But I think now in today's time there are certain skills that both men and women do need because people around us have bad intentions. People are greedy. You don't
Then
like.
you have to do your
I'm
due
scared to.
diligence. If
Sorry, yeah.
in Islam, you're a Muslim, you should know in Islam,
Mm.
your father, and you can't just marry someone without knowing who he is, without investigating him, without thoroughly getting an idea of if
Yes, I
this is
know. I'm
someone who,
well
yeah.
aware.
So you wouldn't just marry someone who has bad character or someone untrustworthy.
No,
Like,
not even in terms of marriage. Just even talking to people. Obviously, I try to minimize free mixing in real life as much as possible. But when you go to college, when you go to work, like even within Islam, it is allowed to interact with your male colleagues or
out of
your
necessity, sure,
people
but
in school.
yeah, out of necessity, very normal
Mm-hmm.
interactions. But if you fear fitna or these sorts of things, or if it's like in the case with your young girls, like a young girl shouldn't be in these environments because she's
Mm-hmm. No, I
completely
agree.
you're putting the trust completely on her. If her desires take advantage of her, she'll go after her desires, so
Mm-hmm.
she'll lose herself. And how many men? I like more men. Almost all Muslim men, not all, but like let's say half or more, have lost their chastity by being in these schools. All right, actually, probably more than
Mm-hmm.
half. Probably almost all of them in the
Mm-hmm.
West. So why would I send my child to a place where they lose their chastity? That makes no sense. What's more important?
Mm-hmm.
I can educate them
Thing
at
is,
home.
look.
I mean, I don't need to speak about myself, but I don't think I'm dumb. I didn't do well in school.
Mm-hmm. Thing is, though, when I look back then as well, I know obviously times are not the same, like I said before, but I feel like back then when raising a child, children were raised to not just see that, oh, it's wrong, I can't do this because my parents say, because this is what Islam says. They see it in a way where they genuinely don't want to go near it. No, not just as blindly following something. They see the flaws within.
Of
So
what? The
if
flaws of
you
what?
the flaws of
Free mixing?
obviously like you said, free mixing, guarding yourself,
A
dressing
lot of people are
modestly.
brainwashed. School turns a lot of Muslims into atheists, right? They get they
Mm,
so what happens when you or become an atheist by going to school? Because they teach you evolution and this and that, and you know, and then you start questioning Islam. You start questioning what your parents have taught you, what your household, what you were brought up upon. You leave it,
mm,
and now you're like, okay, now it's not wrong to drink. It's not wrong to sleep around. Like these things aren't wrong. Like you start believing
mm,
that as well, and you see all your friends doing the same thing. All your friends are not Muslim. They all do
mm,
all the worst things. They look at the worst things. Like I don't know, like I'd be in high school and someone would just come up to me with his phone and he'd have something disgusting on his phone. He'd just show it to me randomly and he'd laugh. Like I'd
mm.
have a look of
Yeah.
disgust and he would laugh at me. Like, what's wrong with you? Like there's something wrong
Mm.
with me. It's like, bro, this is the environment that you're sending your kids to. It's like, I don't know. Either
So can
yeah.
I ask you then,
Go
if you
for it.
had children, would you then homeschool them? What would you do in
I
terms of,
feel
would
like
you want
there's
to
no
educate
other
them?
option. There's no other option.
Okay, and say if you're at work, because obviously you're the man, you should provide.
Yeah, of course. You
Are
have to provide.
you willing to, are you saying that the mother should teach them
The
or that
mother's
they
yeah,
have like
the
online
mother has
classes?
always been a force of good for her family. Always. When you remove her
Then,
from the house, you remove that good.
if you're saying that the woman doesn't study at college or doesn't have a job, I think these are skills that are needed to teach the children though.
What? What do
Yeah.
what you need to go to college? What? I Wallah, college doesn't
I'm not
teach your
saying
children
I'm not
anything.
saying you need to go to college to study, but I'm saying it does teach you good skills
Bro,
to teach other people as well, you know?
I've never seen any woman who's gone to college and been successful in her life. Like, they don't exist.
You know, Allahumma barik, like good for them, but I'm saying in
No,
terms
but
of teaching,
if college really taught you
not
good
in terms of
skills,
gaining knowledge. Hmm?
no, but college doesn't teach you to be a good mother. It doesn't teach you how to have like to nurture or to teach
I'm not saying that.
real
I'm
things.
like I said, I'm speaking in terms of when the mother is left alone to teach these children.
College isn't gonna help her to interact with children. It's
I think it will.
I don't know. What's your proof for that?
I think it's very evident. You see a
You just
teacher
think.
face to face, you learn, you see how different teachers teach,
Bro,
different
every teacher.
classrooms, you know.
I don't know. I never. Maybe I didn't have good experiences with teachers, but I don't know a teacher that left an impact on me personally. I think it's better that you're
So,
surrounded with real adults who care about you, your family, your parents, your uncles, your aunts, um, people who for part of your community. These adults should be in your life who actually care about you, who actually love you, who actually want to see good for you, who teach you how to be a man or how to be a woman, teach you how to be an adult. This is the people who should be like instructing you how to live your life, being an actual
mm,
example for you. School just teaches you to be an atheist, teaches you to destroy your mental health, to destroy your physical health. Um, like I don't know. I can give a
yeah.
lot of examples, but
Um,
yeah.
I do agree with that, but you know, the first university was made by a Muslim woman,
Boy, the
also in that
university
sense.
of the past is not the university of today. They're not even close to the same.
I understand that, but I still think college is needed because it also just brings out better career opportunities.
I
College,
don't
when you
think
go to
college is a
college,
bad thing. I just think college today is too many harms to be worth it. You can't go and try to find a diamond, but you have to swim through 10 miles of poop it doesn't make sense. Like
mm.
college should just be something
Can I
good.
ask, do you go to a mixed school or college or whatever?
I grew up in the West, of course.
Yeah, so it's the same here. Have you ever felt like you've lost your faith?
In Islam, yeah, for like 5 years. 5, 6 years.
5 years. Oh,
Yes.
okay. Um, Obviously everyone
And
has different experiences, but for me, like,
so your voice calm down. Okay, I'll move on.
Hello.
What's up?
So you know how you said women shouldn't go to school. Do you believe men shouldn't go to school as well?
The modern day, the Western model of school, I don't think any children or any people should be going to it. Personally, um, I think it comes with too many harms and negatives to society, to your mind, to your children, to their outcomes, and it's not worth sacrificing a human being's outcome for education. As important as education is, it's better you try to educate them at home to the best of your ability. And if you could build a community of like sensible, knowledgeable adults, like kind of like how humans have always been, which is tribal communities. If you can find your own tribal community and they can be involved in your children's lives, your children would be like they'd grow up pretty intelligent because they're surrounded by teachers, right? Adults are natural teachers.
But like, I get it, but wouldn't your child how is it like gonna socialize?
I've
Because
never seen school doesn't help you social. You socialize by being around your family, by being around your cousins, your community, your neighbors, right? because like this, you spend your whole life socializing. I was much better socialized before I went to school than after I went to school. School destroyed
Okay,
my
wait.
social
Did
development.
you say like these like things it says like what makes a good woman and stuff? Did you say women shouldn't? Because I can't see it for some
I
reason.
said
But
women should have children, right? You should dress
mhm,
mod. You should be modest with how you
yeah.
dress and how you act. You should have no male friends, none. Not, you have no need for male friends. The only male friends you should have are your family, and if you get married, your husband, and if you have children, your sons. Um, you shouldn't be working a job. This is a waste of your time and your energy. You're what? You're trading your youth and your time for money. You only have one opportunity to be young, and you're spending it working a job. That makes no sense. You should be spending that time building a family. You have no other. You only have one
But
chance to build a family, and it's during your youth. So,
okay, right now I am working in a like an animal. I'm like an animal thing.
can I ask how old you are?
Hmm.
Can I ask how old you are? You don't have to
I'm
answer.
18.
And you, I don't know. I don't want to get personal, but like
Yeah, but
that, like an 18-year-old, like I know this is gonna sound crazy. Actually, I don't think it's crazy. That an 18-year-old, for a human being, it's natural that an 18-year-old should be married and already having children. So if you're not, you're kind of a biological, like you're biologically a loser. You're
how
failing.
old are you?
I don't have to answer. I told you when I asked you your age, I said you don't have to answer. Um,
Okay,
I'm saying the same thing to
okay.
myself. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't say you have to answer, but do you
Okay.
have a family? Just wondering.
Yes, I have a family. Big
Okay.
family. Yeah.
No, like, do you have kids?
Uh, no. I'll answer no.
Okay, I'm assuming you're under 18 because you don't have kids.
N- no. For I can give my grand. Like I think most people that are in the modern
Because
day
you
don't have
just
kids
said
until they're.
I should have a family like at 18, so I am assuming that you are under
Yeah. No.
18.
Most people today don't have kids young. By the way, men should have kids around a couple or 2, 3 years later than women, because they take a little bit longer to mature. So a girl should start, let's say a girl starts reproducing at 18, a man should be reproducing around 2, 3 years later, hypothetically. I think men actually should be reproducing earlier than that, um, to be honest, which is going to be, I don't know, like a man should start reproducing around like 16. Like this is when you naturally have a biological urge to reproduce. Like most,
16.
yeah, if you put a beautiful woman alone with a 16-year-old guy, he's gonna sleep with her, right? Because he has a strong attraction. He wants to have children, right? He has a biological urge to have children. So yeah, you should not, like, your body's not lying to you. When you have a natural biological urge for something, it's like you have a natural urge to eat food, right? So you have to eat. You have a natural urge to reproduce, so you should reproduce.
But you
Now,
should know I can control myself to not eat when I'm full.
you
But
can starve
like,
yourself, you die. What are you talking about?
no, when I'm full.
No, I'm saying when you have an urge to eat, you can't. You eat.
Yeah, but you can control yourself.
To not eat, you'd starve to death. What are you talking about?
No, but I'm talking about the other thing you said you can control yourself.
Yeah, okay, you can control yourself. You if outside of marriage, let's say you have to wait, but it's not healthy for you, right? You have a natural urge to reproduce. You have a urge to do, and it'll express itself, right? In one way or another, it's gonna express itself, and the only healthy way to express it is through marriage, right? And
Someone said, but what if the woman says no?
I don't know what that means. Who says no to what? Most women don't say no. I can bring stats like 80% of women by 18 years old are not untouched. They all sleep around, right?
I
That
am.
well, no, I'm saying in the this is UK stats. In Canada, 70%. America, around 60 something percent. About 60 to 80% of women by 18 have slept around in the West. Depends on the country. So
And those are the people I believe just don't like have believe in have faith basically.
No, but God, do you think God has given you biological urges so you don't act upon them?
Hmm? Can you repeat that?
Do you think God has given you a biological urge to have intimacy with another human being for no reason? Just so you can torture yourself and like pretend you don't this urge doesn't exist? You know it's a form
It's
of
kind of,
torture. What do you to like
kind of.
abstain unless there's something wrong with you. If you're hormonally healthy, you're gonna want to express this urge, right? And there's only one way to express it, which is through marriage.
I personally have never thought of anything like that before.
Maybe you should think more. No, I'm not saying that as like to be rude, but like you should think about these things. Maybe.
And you know how it says what makes a good woman?
Yes.
What do you mean? Like, do you? I don't really get your intentions too much. Like,
Mm-hmm.
are you like one of them people saying like the women are useless and stuff, or what?
What? How could I ever say something so stupid? What?
I don't know because there's so many people
I know
debating about that
the
right now.
same topic. These people are brain damaged. Okay, there's something loose in their head. Like, here's the truth: women, by their nature, by default, they're very you can't even measure their value. I don't know how to phrase it. I don't want to sound corny, but by value you have an immense amount. I mean, by default you have an immense amount of value, but all you have to do is like the only way to act upon it is by getting married and having children. That's where you express that value. By marrying a good man, and good men are few today, so I can understand why it's difficult. Um, Good women are few as well, but it should be natural that men and women are just good, because we should be raised to be adults. We're not raised to become adults. We're raised to become losers, right? The average person today is a loser.
Okay, I have a question. Let's say you have a wife, yeah,
Yes, go for it.
like, and she just like talks to someone that's opposite gender,
Depends.
like a
Is it
normal
out of
talk.
necessity? It depends. Is it chit chatting? Is he asking how's the weather? How's your day? And she's replying. I would be upset. I'd be like, why? Like, you should know better. Like, she shouldn't have a need for that. But if it's like out of necessity, like he's a cashier, or like I don't know, maybe someone needed help, and she was there to help or something normal. But if it's unnecessary chit chat is never a good thing because it's unnecessary.
Why? Okay, then are you okay with you having a unnecessary chat with a
Never,
woman?
never. What?
What
Yeah, I don't,
kind of
men
okay?
here. I'll tell you how it is. Okay, men cannot have female friends. Women cannot have male friends. That's simple. A real man, the only women he interacts with is his wife, his daughters, and the women in his family, his aunts, his tribe.
So if
Yeah,
you have a wife, you would just want her to like cook, clean, and that's it. And then
it's
of
more than
course like
that. I want her to raise children. I want her to build a family. It's not that's it. A building. There's
is
nothing greater than building a family.
okay, but is like let's say is her only job okay? That's like just building a family. Like is that it
she's yeah
for you?
she's gonna take care of her health, right? She's gonna eat foods that are nourishing. She's gonna be pregnant. She's gonna have my children. She's gonna give birth to them. She's gonna nurture and wean those children, make sure they grow up well. She's gonna follow my will for my household, um, because I want good for my family, and she knows that. And then she'll have more children until and those children will grow up, and we'll just live normal lives. We can drink nice tea and eat nice foods. Like, life is simple.
But like that the someone said there are plenty
Name
things
one.
greater
What?
than
I
building
like
a
what?
family.
Like what? What's
Is she
great?
gone?
I don't know. I can't think of anything better than building. I can think of one thing better than building a family, and it's um I don't know, believing in God. I think that's the only thing. Taking care of your health, but everything you do that's good for you is ideally so you can raise a family. And if you can't, then you
For
contribute.
me,
You can contribute to your
I
community.
per
Yeah.
I personally wouldn't want to build a family just yet. I actually would prefer to like travel, explore, and then
Travel and
build a
explore.
family. Like the world, like I want to go different countries. I want to see different culture, different like
Here,
views.
you
Like
can find. Yeah, you can find some time out of the year where you can travel, but you shouldn't be traveling 365 days, 24/7. Like yeah, you could, by the way, you can have kids and still travel. My sister has two children. I can't even count the number of countries she's visited. Like I literally couldn't count. She's always traveling
yeah,
with her
but
children.
you know, it's not that easy raising
If
a kid.
I'd say it's um, but nothing in life's easy. But what I think working a job is more difficult like than raising a kid.
And no, because as someone who
Physically more difficult.
experienced,
Physically difficult. I don't care about like the nuances. Because you
what?
can mess up raising a kid if you're not a good person, you're gonna mess up, right? Being a kid, raising children requires you to work on yourself first. So I'd say that's difficult, but I would say physically demanding. Yeah, the most physically demanding thing is having a baby in your belly. Okay, I'm gonna move on to a new guest because they're waiting.
Can
Traveling and having fun are more important than having children.
yeah.
Callie said that there are plenty of things greater than building a family, like traveling and having fun. This is the most selfish human being you could ever come across.
Well, what if you're single and you're just trying to have a good life and spend your time with the life that you have because you
You're just
don't.
a loser. You're just living for your temporary, meaningless pleasures. They come and they fade and they go.
But no, we don't. But we don't get a second child. We don't
Yeah,
get a second life.
yeah.
So
You don't
like,
get a second life, so why would you waste it being a loser? That makes no sense.
yeah, and also traveling and having fun, going to new
That's just being
cities,
a yeah.
countries. Like, that's called being a traveler. Like,
I
you're
don't know.
exploring the world to see what's really meant to be. Like, yeah.
Um, yeah. Your argument's just I want to have fun. I only live once. I want to have fun. So because I only live once, I should have fun. So it's just my desires say this. I'm gonna chase after my desires. You're just a desire chaser. That's all you are.
I'm not. No, like you
Why
can
don't you?
call it.
Why can't you have fun by eating? By having children, by being in a healthy relationship with someone who loves you,
I'm,
who you love.
I don't have a relationship, so.
No, I'm saying for another person. Let's say someone who's ready for a relationship. Like, can't they have fun by being in
But
a
wait,
committed relationship?
What if you're born in a horrible family and your family only wants
Fix what's wrong.
money? If you're born in a horrible family and they really want and like and if like someone like if your parents didn't want you and they actually had a golden child, even though you were born first.
I don't know what you're yapping about. Okay, there's no guests now. Everyone left. I can be in a relationship if I want kids, but oh yeah, what's the problem with having kids? Having kids is a good thing. You should be having kids young. You shouldn't be having kids late. That makes no sense. If you have kids late, you failed as a woman. You're not, you're like literally you're a biological failure. Here, I'll share something. I don't know if Mimi you're there, but I'll share something with you. Because they lie to you so much. They tell you childbearing is difficult. Yeah, it's difficult in the modern day and age. Here, I'll add this person up.
Oh, sorry, I just had to go. What's the argument right now?
I was gonna actually share some knowledge, and you can take it as true or false. Doesn't matter. Maybe it'll make sense to you. But women in the past would have been giving birth during puberty, not after puberty, because you reach maturity, fertility, right, when you hit your menses. If you grow up healthy, right, you live. You're not eating garbage foods that mess up your hormones. Give you acne and this and that. Like you naturally, you'd eat a very healthy diet, and you'd reach uh, fertility at the same time you reach your menarche, or you'd reach. Sorry, you'd have your first menses. You'd reach menarche at the same time. First menses, I'll type it, equals menarche. Okay, and around this time, now you're fertile. You can have children biologically, right? If a man were to sleep with you, you would get pregnant, right? That's what it signifies. Okay. Um, Women in the past wouldn't wait that much longer after their first after reaching menarche to start having children, and this was actually good for you because when you get when you're still developing and you have children, if you have a child while you're still developing, it shifts your bones. It makes your hips wider because to have a child requires like it literally moves the bones. But when you have it later in life, those bones fuse. So those bones are not plastic. Those bones stop being plastic in your 20s, right? So if you start having children later in life, like 25 or older, your bones have fused. They can't move anymore. They're like rocks, right? So when you have your first child, your bones don't shift as easily. It actually makes it more difficult to have that child. And any children you have in the future after that are more difficult to have. I'll give an example. My grandmother had her first child when she was 12. She had 16 successful pregnancies. She had 16 kids, full term, delivered all of them because she had a child when she was young. It shifted her bones.
But
It made her hips wider. And I can bring a
that's
yeah. By the way, I'm not making this up. I have scientific papers on this. Okay. So
but that's a child having a
no,
child.
a child cannot have a child. You're brainwashed. It's impossible for a child to have a child. That makes
Yeah,
no
but a
sense.
12-year-old.
Yeah, that's gonna. If a 15-year-old has a child, is she a child?
I still believe it is.
What makes her a child? Physically. She's physically an adult. Her biology is of an adult, right? She has fully female hormones. She has a monthly cycle. She has she can give birth. She has a womb that can nurture and develop a kid in it. That's not a child. She has desires, right? Children don't have
Okay,
desires.
but at 15, she's going to have to look after that child for
That's not a
basically.
problem. She should be able
But
to
that
look after
is
that child.
from, I believe, multiple women.
There's a problem only in the modern day because you believe you have to go study your whole life and get a career.
No, I don't believe we have to study.
Okay, and if you live a life where you
But I
don't have
don't.
to study and you don't have to get a career, then you'd be doing absolutely nothing. Well, you'd have all these desires. You'd get married.
I understand the point, but I'm saying that at 15,
Yeah.
because you're not looking after it, we are, and are
No, the man
basically.
is looking, but the man is making sure that you're provided for. He makes sure that you have food for you and your child to eat.
Okay,
He
but
makes sure
not
there's a
all
roof over your
men,
head.
not all men can do that.
If he can't do that, don't marry him. You shouldn't. What? Yeah, marry a provider. Every man should be a provider. Thank you. So, by the way, when you don't have children while you're developing, your bones will fuse, right? And if you start having children when your bones are fused, your bones don't shift. when you have a child. It makes it more difficult to childbear. It makes it easier to tear and to bleed and to die, and it makes it more difficult to have future children. When your bones are still plastic and you have a child while your bones are plastic, that child will shift your bones open, and it'll literally make it easier to have a second child and a third child and a fourth one. We can use women of the past, like my women who have children young, like get married young. They typically have 10+ kids easily, with no problem, right? How do they have so many kids? Because their hips are wider than yours. Because they had children when they were still developing. So they made use of their plasticity.
Okay, but what if you don't like? What if the woman doesn't want multiple children? Like, what if she only wants one?
Then she's brainwashed.
How is she brainwashed?
Because she believes that there's no goodness in having multiple children. There's goodness in building a big family. Just make sure you have a man that loves you, who would never leave you, who would never dishonor you or violate you or go against you, who is kind and patient and gentle. Like, make sure you marry a man who knows that it's his duty to provide for you. Find a man like this, and you'll. Oh, voice calm down.